I just took some more profits on my Bitcoin long at $65,000, and it looks like the summer relief rally can continue. In today's video, we'll be talking about how the inflation data came in lower than expected, sparking this typical summer relief rally, and we'll also be talking about the next targets in this market. If you enjoy the content, as always, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So, I recently took some more profits on my Bitcoin long. I'm currently sitting up around $50,000 on this long trade that I shared within my community, and I'm still holding out for a little bit higher. Let me explain. So, right now, Bitcoin broke out of this wedge, and you can see that we managed to reclaim the point of control of our existing range. Now, this is a pretty important level for us to hold if we are to see continuation to the upside. You may have heard me say, I'd be willing to add to my Bitcoin long once more if we are to sweep the low 60K level, maybe even a sweep to below $60,000, but that has not happened quite yet. That's why it's really advantageous to get a strong position in the market when everyone is extremely bearish, because you can ride the trend, and if there are no retests, well, I am still positioned in my Bitcoin long. Now, to be perfectly clear, my higher time frame scenario for Bitcoin still looks something along these lines. If you're new to the channel, we've been shorting Bitcoin on every single relief rally of this bear market. In fact, I'm still holding a major Bitcoin short position, currently up over $600,000, and I'm willing to add to this position if the relief continues after taking profits from my existing Bitcoin long. Now, as a swing trader, you want to play both sides of the market. You hold the swing long and you hold the swing short from higher. Now, if you're in my community, you know that I'm still holding these existing swing short positions because I don't think that the extent of this Bitcoin relief rally will take us to my average entry on these swing shorts. And therefore, I can add to this position to make money on the way down as Bitcoin tries to establish a bear market low. Guys, please remember, I am just a trader. I'm just a guy on the internet sharing all of his own personal trades and his overall market analysis. You have to understand that I do not have a crystal ball. I'm just sharing with you what I am personally doing in this market. And so far, the bear market has continued to play out almost perfectly. Now, I see a lot of people hating on the 4-year cycle. But as Benjamin Cowan put it here, this might sound crazy, but there are guys that have spent all year telling you that the 4-year cycle for Bitcoin was dumb, and when they were proven wrong, they simply do not admit it. They just kept on saying that the market is wrong, and they are always right. We have been in a bear market, we continue to be in a bear market, and all we can do as traders is trade the market that is right in front of us, and that is exactly what I am trying to teach you. So, I still think that the Bitcoin low for this bear market is not in, but I don't want to downplay the fact that we can continue to see some relief in this market. Now, my bigger targets for this relief rally would be above the 2021 all-time high, and now our anchored VWAP from the previous low is also tapping into this big confluence zone. So the zone is right around here between $69,000 up to around $73,500. But remember, price is currently below these moving averages, and therefore, if we remain below here, these moving averages can continue to drop, and this is where I think Bitcoin will likely experience its next severe rejection before likely rolling over and sweeping these lows. In bear markets, we typically get these massive relief rallies, 20, 30, sometimes even over 40%. And in July, you'll notice that we typically have bullish months. So right now we're currently up around 11% this July, and it made sense to play this price action. By the way, the long that I'm currently in that I recently shaved more profits from was shared within my community along with all of my other active positions in this market. If you want to join my community and you want to trade the market that's right in front of you and see how I am personally trading this market when I go long, when I go short. You have the link in the description down below. The first link, if you DM me the word CBM on Telegram, after clicking this link, you'll be able to join my community. Guys, the way that it works is you're trading with your own money, whether it's on Bluffin, Weeks, 2bit, BTCC, or now we have Kraken as an option. In fact, if you're already trading on Kraken, we can easily transfer you under my referral so you don't have to create a new trading account. I would highly recommend you join if you haven't already. As you know though, my go-to exchange really is Bluffin. I'm looking for a next potential trade setup here to play the lower time frame if Bitcoin is to sweep this 65.6K zone. The reason why this zone will be pivotal for Bitcoin to continue past is because it previously marked a local top, which actually brought Bitcoin from 65.6K down to the low at $57,000. So if you're asking me if Bitcoin can experience some rejection before the continuation higher, the answer is probably yes. I would expect this zone to pose as resistance for Bitcoin, and this is probably where I will look to take on a new trade within my community. Make sure to join before I go ahead and take that trade, likely today. I need to see the price action that I'm looking for me to justify taking a trade. It's not as easy as me saying, hey guys, go short here, or hey guys, go long here. What I would like to see though is Bitcoin struggling around this level and not getting any kind of higher time frame closes above $65,600. Now, can Bitcoin still continue higher if we are to reject from here? The answer is probably yes. I'm actually willing to bet that Bitcoin can make it as high as the 2021 all-time high, and the bear market would still be on if we are to make it that high. But as always, let's see how the price action develops. I know that there's a lot of traders that are also currently eyeing this pivot up here at around $67,200. I've even seen some people say that if Bitcoin makes it above $67,000, that the bear market is over, it's time to rally. I don't think that that's the case. My higher time frame trajectory is something like this. I think we top out around that region that we discussed previously. So let's see how the price action develops. Right now, I'm happy with my current positions in this market. The Bitcoin long that I took within my community is currently up over $100,000 at this point, and I will maintain this position if we are to go ahead and continue higher towards that 2021 all-time high before a potential rejection. Now, if we take a look at the liquidity, another reason why we might experience a little bit of a rejection from around the zone that we're currently at is because we've had a lot of aggressive longs recently jump in, but the data is actually looking promising for potential continued relief because we also have the fact that not only is inflation lower than expected, which gives us that narrative for Bitcoin to likely push on a little bit higher, but if we take a look at the Bitcoin ETF inflows, you'll notice that more recently the tides have turned. Since July 2nd, we've had 200 million, 265 million, 21 million. Then we had a couple of days of outflows. Then we had a significant outflow on July 13th, but yesterday we saw another 200 million worth of inflows. So while the outflows still overall on a monthly time frame outweigh the inflows, this can provide temporary relief as there is some more buying from Bitcoin. And we also see the fact that the Coinbase Premium Index is slowly trending upwards. We're still in negative, I don't want to downplay that, but the buying pressure, technically speaking, continues. And so we need to make sure to keep this in mind when it comes to analyzing the price of Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is currently sitting right at above $65,400 as I'm recording this video. In yesterday's live stream, we discussed the fact that we would likely continue to push on higher, and that's why I took some more profits from my Bitcoin long at 65K. Now I'm going to be patient and see what kind of reaction we get right at $65,600, and if I take a new trade, you will know within my community. Otherwise, tomorrow we will be hosting another live stream on the channel. By the way, if you want to know what my schedule looks like, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, I go live before the stock market opens at around 12 p.m. UTC. On Wednesday and Sundays, I have video updates like the one you're watching right now, and on Friday, I'll decide whether or not I'd like to do a live stream or a video update depending on the price action. Guys, I'm trying to keep you updated as much as possible, but if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss any important updates on the YouTube channel. And if you want to know when I take my trades in real time, remember, you do have my community with the first link in the description down below. And the summary of today's video is that I think Bitcoin will likely experience a little bit of rejection right at around $65,600. This is going to be an important zone. If we break through here, then I honestly don't mind as well, because my Bitcoin long will continue to make money on the way up. But remember, keep your eyes on the prize. I still think that we're likely going to see something like this over the course of the next few months for Bitcoin. And that's a wrap. I'll see you in the next video.